Four score. What is it? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The citizens of River City would like to welcome you to tonight's performance of Meredith Wilson's The Music Man, in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, will take the leading role. That's music to my ears. Before we commence tonight's spectacle, the school board has a few reminders for each of you. No flash photography, and silence your telephones. Video recordings of any kind are prohibited. JC, what's a video? Never mind. Please enjoy the performance and keep an eye out for any swindlers that may be running through town. good for a notion salesman?
Board! All aboard! Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned, Charlie. You're an anvil salesman. Does your company give credit? No, sir. Nor does anybody else.
River City, next station.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the biggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, casket and John. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can bicker, you can talk. You can bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, 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 talk. Bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
Why is the Model T Ford made of trouble? Made the people wanna go. Wanna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it? Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it? You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, 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 bicker, 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 you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was. No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why is it you need a biscuit made in trouble? You need a put the crackers in a package. The you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package. Made the cracker bear obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail pouch wrapped plug drawn by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman. Made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cast and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tear.
Ever met a fella by the name of Hill?
Hill?
No.
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman, Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fella's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or Cracker Barrel being obsolete. Or that you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package. Or the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or a doggone thing. He's just a bang beat, bell ringing, big haul, great go, necker, nothing, rip roaring. Every time the bullseye sealed. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line. He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums. Big brass bass. The piccolo, uniforms too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat and the big red stripe running down.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks perhaps, and here and there a juice heart.
No, the fella sells bands, boys bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he trips and he shines, and when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes, illegal in this state. Boy!
All right, if you all are through, let me tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never saw him in my life, but I know this. He's given every one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive automatically gets tarred and feathered and rode out to the city limits on a rail. You think that's funny, don't you? Well, wait until it happens to you. Your hair never grows back. But why would he get run out of town on a rail? Because in order to sell these band instruments and these band uniforms and these band instruction booklets, he has to guarantee to teach these kids to play.
Well,
And then form these kids into a band with himself as a leader.
What's wrong with that?
He doesn't know one note from another. He doesn't know the difference between a bass drum and a pipe organ. I'll catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble rigger, and when I do, I'm gonna squeal on him so loud.
You're really mad, Charlie. I hope I'm around when you catch up with him.
Well, it's not gonna be this trip. Not in Iowa. Not even the great Professor Harold Hill to try and sell those neckbone Hawkeyes.
gentlemen, you intrigue me.
Don't believe I caught your name.
Good morning, Mayor Shen.
Good morning, Mayor Shen.
It's a good morning if you want to go around in your drawers all day.
And there I was in the Madison Hospital, and nobody came to see me. Cousin Will never came. And Bertha never came.
Your Aunt Bertha's dead.
She would not have come anyway. Wait.
Go.
renting a rig for Sunday. Could you accommodate me?
No, I can't, young man. The fellow that hires the rigs, he's not here. As a matter of fact, he's late, as usual.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus!
You sound kind. Greg!
Professor Harold Hill's the name.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you wasn't coming?
I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how did I know you'd end up in a tank little town like this? You were quite the man when you were working with me.
Too many cliches the way you work. Besides, got myself a nice comfortable girl. That full top of iron, boss's niece.
Gone legit, huh? I always knew that you'd come to no good. Now, give me the lowdown, Mars.
Well, first things first, how are you gonna start your new pitch? No, you're not in the band business. I thought you was in steam automobiles.
Well, I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one. Yeah. So,
Well, you're not gonna get anywhere around here with these stubborn items, Greg. Besides, you got music teacher who'll catch you before you get your grip unpacked.
male or female?
Music teacher?
Yeah.
She's librarian, female.
Ah, perfect. Now, gotta create a need for a boys' band. What's new around here that I can use?
Nothing. Oh, except the billiard parlor just got a new pool table.
Oh, well, that I can use, because after we create the need for a boys' band, we gotta get this town out of serious trouble. Now, if that music teacher passes by, I wonder how she...
Music teacher.
Ah, you done, love?
Yep.
Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a beer player. Mighty proud to say it, I'm mighty proud to say it. I consider the hours I spend with a cube in my hand are gold. Help cultivate horse sense, a cool head, and a keen eye. Did you ever try and take an ironclad leap to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just because I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score a block line game, and I say that any boob can take a shove a ball in a pocket, and I call that slop. First big step on the road to the depths of dag brigade, I say first, this is a wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pitchback suit, and listening to some big out-of-town Jasper hearing him tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up Johnson boy sitting on Dan Patch, make the blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a tape. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for people. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering. I say your young men will be frittering away their noon time, summertime, short time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled to the screen door pass to the beefsteak pounding. Never mind pumping any water on it. It's caught with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, that's trouble. Got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the neighborhood, shirt-tailed young ones peeking in the pool hall when after school. You know, folks, right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for people. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what conversation goes on around that hall? They'll talk about Kivo, talk about table beans like cigarette beans, and brag about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sin. One fine night, they leave the pool hall, head for the dance at the armory. Libertine men, scarlet women, and ragtime. The shameless one's gonna grab your son, your daughter, by the arms of the jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's gotta have trouble.
of the telltale signs of corruption. Before your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? Is he starting a dime novel shoved in the corn crib? Starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bag? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like, swell! And so's your old man! If so, my friends, you got trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T in that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. We've still got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the maiden Plymouth Rock and the Golden Rule? Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 numbered balls is the devil's tool. Oh yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. With a T. And with P. That stands for pool. Excuse me, did you drop your...
No.
Didn't I meet you in...
No.
Well, I'm only going to be in town for a short time and...
Good. Hello, Mama. Dear, now your exercises.
Yes, Mom.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh? Who?
Well, I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
Well, he tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. Play your exercises. So, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep your fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't hurt to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger.
Stranger.
With the suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think I allow a common fashion? Now, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intentions.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, you have a... You never Linda Paul Bunyan, St. Patrick, Noah Webster, you've been Compton for yourself, and your Irish imagination, your Iowa stubbornness, and your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
May I have a drink?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, is that any way to enter a house?
Hello.
Now that won't do. I'll have a kiss from me boy. And that lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop. I'm having a party on Saturday. Would you please come? I would especially like it very much if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of his S, because of his list.
We know all about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop,
I bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis, Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lists?
Well, that's just part of it, dear.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he doesn't talk very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
Not even to us. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he never talks to me. But I do him. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. Have to do it the very second you see it, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling. Don't cry. If not Winthrop, someone else will come along.
Nobody. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand piece?
May I?
May I play my crosshand piece?
May.
See, without a sweetheart, we have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
Well, for the time being, let's say, goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Good night, my love. So
sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. For good night, my sweetheart, good night. True love can be whispered from heart to heart. When lovers are parted, they say,
first book.
The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. I'm sure some discussion about costumes. Instead, the local girls of the Wantani girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle my wife, in which my wife, Lady McKechnie Shen, will be taking a leading part.
Watan-yi. 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 I will now count to 20 in the Indian tongue. Tea, t'other, feather.
Mrs. Shin will be all right. No thanks to a certain run ruffian who is a disgrace to our community. Fourscore. The Baines fireworks spectacle, last days of Pompeii, will take place provided it stops raining by 9:30. It'll be out at the Madison Picnic Park in the Flower Meadow across the creek from the pest house.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair? It did.
Sure did, Ewart. That's why we prepared for storm. Now, Jacob, you know that the Gazette is accurate most of the time.
Olin, if you were in the banking business, you wouldn't be accurate most of the time.
We'll have order here.
Well, looks like the number 8's late again.
I make her on time.
No, she's late, all right.
What's the matter with your watch? She's right on time.
Ain't nothing the matter with my watch. My daddy gave me this watch.
That's all the school board does. Argue.
Enough! So members of the school board, stop bickering in public. Fourscore!
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Will you allow me to continue with my exercises?
Well, is it a pool table or isn't it, Mayor?
We don't want no more exercises until this pool table business is settled.
Pool table.
Resist civic corruption. Let's protect our children. Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure. Folks, attention please. Attention please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize a River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how can any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Ra-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da. Remember, my friends, what a handful to the famous, fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, a boys' band. Do you hear me? River City needs a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have a boys' band. Just as the Lord made little green apples, that band's gonna be in uniform. Willie, Johnny, Teddy, Fred. Can you see the glimmer of the crashing cymbals? Hear the thunder of the rolling drums. See the shimmer of the trumpets. Da-da-da! You'll feel the electricity akin to what I once felt. The Gilmore, Liberati, the Great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on that same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets right behind. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones led the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpani and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons, and each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon on the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score. 76 trombones and the mountain boy, 110 cornets laid the way.
Since the night Frank Gotch and Stranger Lewis lay on a mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind, I want his credentials. Hey, grab that hoodlum. He almost blew up Mr. Shit.
Gotta make an example out of this one. Ringleader, you know what? He does and Ken does.
Jimmy Klein, let me go!
You wild kid, you. Hang around with my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers on the south end of town. You wild kid, yeah.
I wasn't either
Tagging down Main Street with my oldest girl last Sunday.
We was just walking around together. Jimmy Klein!
Don't you counterdict me. You watch your phraseology, young man. I know what you were doing. My little Gracie seen you. Now you stay away from my oldest girl. You'll hear from him till who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you about this band thing over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough and he's got his gang waiting out there too.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, right? Mm-hmm. Come over here. I'd like to talk to you about being in the band.
No, gee, Professor, that's for the little kids.
Nah, I'm playing in the band, Tommy. You're mechanically minded, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You ever have anything to do with perpetual motion?
Nearly had it a couple times.
Oh. Then you're my man. See, nobody's invented a music holder for a piccolo player. Nowhere to hang your music.
Geely Klein! Where do I get some wire from?
Check your basement. That's where people usually keep the wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Constable, let me show you how to break up a game. Excuse me, miss. What's your name?
Zanita, I didn't have any idea you seconded to me. Ye gods.
Zanita, do you know Tommy?
Well,
Tommy, this is Zanita, and I'd like you to escort her home.
only accepted. I'm not going home. I've got to go to the library. Ye gods.
Okay, Tommy. I'd like you to escort Miss Zanita home via the library and the candy shop.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
Gods.
Now, Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh?
First, the mayor owns the billiard parlor in town and that new pool table.
Okay, and what was my other mistake?
That was Zanita, the mayor's oldest girl?
Professor Hill, we need your credentials. We're the school board.
Your academic credentials.
Nothing of the kind.
Make me put up a bond.
Wait,
We need letters and papers.
wait. What am I hearing? Say ice cream.
Ice cream.
Talk slower.
I don't see if that's what you're getting.
Then talk slow. Ice cream.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is just sustained talking. Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Now you hear.
Ice cream.
Now you ice cream.
I can't sing.
But a quartet becomes a trio. There you go. Now try it together. See, ladies, now you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong.
Oh, no.
Those men have hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be
Any sin sincere? Where is the good in goodbye? In goodbye. Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzled and mystified, mystified. Tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sin insincere? Are we sincerely in love?
I suppose you don't live alone.
No.
Well, I have some wonderful caramels back at my hotel if you'd like to.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for a husband on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall.
Well, I don't know much about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary Conservatory, gold medal class, '05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I am not as easily hoodwinked or mesmerized as others in this town. And I think it only fair to warn you that I have a full shelf of reference books in there that just may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory.
Marcellus, quit calling me Greg.
How'd you make out with the music teacher last night?
Scrumptious. Had her eating out of my hand the minute I went.
She did?
Yeah.
Boy, did you cut us off tonight. Judy and I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like with you paid that band concert fellow back in Joplin.
Oh, that was kid stuff. You just keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? I used to only take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Oh, it still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh no, Craig, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music professor? I mean, not for 84 weeks.
Mars.
But you don't know one note from another.
They'll forget all about that once the band uniforms come in. See? Or at least until I can collect and leave. Because I've got it all timed out. Right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand onto the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, you'll excuse me.
Gonna line yourself up a local noodling, huh?
Ah, well.
Say, I fixed you up with Ethel, sister. Lovely girl. Teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed eager Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever. Listen, the girl with all that really wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No glorious gleaming Christine yachts. No sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark and I fizz. For the gal who knows what time it is, I cheer and I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The setter but wise girl for me. No blushing baby doll, baby. No sir, that child ties no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No to a young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wholesome, wide-eyed, innocent female. No sir, for she's the fisherman, I'm the fish you see. I spiral and I shine. For the last with the delicate air goes by, I smile and I grin. For the gal with the touch of sin walks in, I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl's for me.
Our mayor's wife. Oh, Eulalie, isn't it exciting? I couldn't say. Oh, I could not say. Oh, I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Well, Mrs. Shin, part of my band program is... Wait. Do that again. With your foot.
Well, I have a bunion there that bothers me.
Oh, Mrs. Shin.
Oh.
What elegance. What grace. What line of rhythm.
Oh, Mr. Hill.
You must chair the ladies' dance committee for me. Shouldn't she, ladies?
Oh, please. Oh, please. Eulalie. McKechnie, Shin, dancing way.
Did you accept?
Yes, indeed. And I would like to say.
Thank you. Now, about the piano player. I believe she's the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a little, pick a little, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a little, pick a little, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a little, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 chip.
Professor, her kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer, Rabelais, all that. And the worst part, of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but I just tell.
On my street, let me tell.
Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town till she came here, old miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium. Madison Picnic Park.
Yes.
Madison Hospital.
Yes.
That Miser Madison?
Yes. Exactly. Who did he think he was, anyway?
Show off. And he left the library to the city too, right?
Well, that's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her. She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made brains talk a little, talk a little, pick a little, you're on in the single voice, pick a little, talk a little, woman sergeant, from the city of the Lord, everybody left all the books to her. Pick a little, Chaucer, Rabelais,
All that.
Gentlemen, I have exactly what you need over at my hotel. It'll take me a minute to go get it, but I will be right back. I promise. Good night. Good night, ladies. It's okay. I know everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you were very young, and everyone makes mistakes.
What?
No apologies, no explanations. Sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
Oh, I have.
Well, what would you like to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
Mary, you're not listening. Marbles. 8 eggs, 6 steelies, 12 peewees, and a big glass with an American flag in it. I think I'll drop it.
No!
Madam Librarian. What can I do, Mike, to make it clear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us. Oh, bye. And the volunteer host brigade had to whisper the news to Marian. Madam Librarian. What can I do, Mike, to catch your ear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marian, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I would lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to Marian. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it. In the moonlight, and a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of the song. In the moonlight, helping along. But when I try in here to tell you do, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause I could never win. In a civilized world accepts his unforgivable sin. Any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to make it clear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause I could never win. And a civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin. Any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. The ladies' dance committee meets on Tuesday nights in the high school. Jelly bean. Well, Tommy, we've had a pretty good morning. 11 cells out of 12 tries. Not bad. But it's almost noon. Why don't you go home and go ahead and get you some lunch, and I'll try the next few on my own.
Goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Why, no, Mayor Shin.
Soliciting in this county is statutory. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your papers?
Just missed you, I guess.
What?
Mr. Mayor, your hand.
What? What?
The spread of your pinky. It's hereditary.
What does that mean?
It means if your son has that same pinky spread, he would be great at playing the E-flat flugelhorn.
Is that important?
Oh my goodness. That means America has produced yet one more person who can play the 60-second waltz in 50 seconds.
Wow. How can I get one of those horns?
Well, Mr. Mayor, sign right here. All right, that'll be $17 import fees.
$17. Wait a minute. I haven't got any sun. You want sprinklers, fly by night? You impervious? You be down to City Hall with your papers by 3 o'clock today.
You mean this afternoon?
Yeah, I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Peru, did you know that you have the features of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know that I understand you entirely, Professor.
Well, if your son's got that firm chin and those splendid cheeks, by George, but I don't think he'll be very good.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, all the great cornet players were Irish. Oh, Mendez, O'Malley, O'Klein.
But Professor, we are Irish.
No. No. Well, then that clinches it, Miss Peru. Sign right here. Yes, yes. That'll be $7. And not a penny more due until the first band practice. Oh, and I'll need measurements for the boy's uniform.
His uniform!
Well, hello, son. Yes, his uniform. You want 4 weeks to enjoy, anticipate, and imagine at no extra cost. But we shouldn't let the demands of today intrude of the wants of tomorrow, right?
We'll have a
A stripe? Sure will, boy. A gold stripe down each side. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. He doesn't say 3 words a day, not even to us.
And if you'll get him to play in that band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anyone can do it, I'll bet you can.
Out of a crowd, I'd pick you to be a hard-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, harp-playing, Mavarney pension, Tara's Hall minstrel-singing Irishman. Be gobbin', be jabbers, me boy. Where are you from?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it! Get it! What'd you say?
Gary, Indiana. Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
What's she now?
Gold medal class of Bach 5. Well, how to do, Miss Peru? Wait. Peru. I knew that name sounded familiar. I've tried to be by your house a couple times this week.
Marion, Professor Hill wants Winthrop to play in the band.
We are not interested, Mama.
But Marion, he might have his father's musical gift. After all, he does have my jawline.
His father's musical? Well, I'd like to talk to him.
Do you burst in on everyone's homes like this, prying into personal affairs? I already said we are not interested.
Marion!
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Why don't we let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
I'm sorry, but that's one more reason why your brother should have something like this.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for the past 2 years. And as to your musical tricks, may I suggest you find a nice carnival man to go into business with, selling gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings.
Musical tricks? I think she kind of likes the idea. A little precocious, but kind of admire that. Now, keep me alive and I'll be back later on this week.
Oh, Professor, about the boy's measurements.
Oh.
I make all of his clothes. Sleeve, 21. Waist, 18. Crouch, 14.
Thank you. Now, I must get back to my hotel.
And Professor, please excuse Marion. She's not usually like...
Miss Peru, I'm sure at heart she's as lovely a lady as you. Good day.
Good day.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Marion, don't you think about your future? Gary, Indiana, conservation class of '05.
Now, Mom, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, woman-chasing, self-centered man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
Now, darling, there's a well-known principle that says, if you keep the steel in one drawer and the flint in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama, Winthrop, come. Please go down to the library and ask Mrs. Grubb for the book I had her set aside. It's the Indiana State Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a big brown book with black corners.
Do I have to?
Yes, dear, I've written it all down so you won't have to talk to anyone.
What are you up to? Why do you need a book at this hour?
Well, let's just say I think the Indiana State Journal just might poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Marion, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Griner, who backs me into the ancient history section every time he comes to the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage and that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor either.
White knight, what my heart sing right here at the bank. Eat gods!
All right, then meet me after supper.
I can't. It's our first leave night. Meet you where?
The footbridge.
You see? Isn't that just what I said? Last time the lumber yard and now the footbridge, and where will you meet me after that? The black hole of Calcutta? Eat gods!
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
A music holder for a marching piccolo player. You see, it still has a couple of minor flaws, like when you keep it tight enough to hold the music steady, you lose all circulation and you can't lift your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa!
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, or I'll hang with the horses. Get that spellbinder's credential. I said morning of July 4th, 19 and 12. And now, look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of in the home.
But George...
And the school board is singing up the street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. And my oldest girl is bedoodling with some guy around town, some wild kid. And my business has fallen off so far, I can't even find a balance sheet.
Mr. Mayor, I found something very interesting about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, that's all I ever hear, a likely story.
Well,
I know all about that. In fact, the only thing I ever get out of him, Gary Conservatory class of I-5.
Well, if you would just take a minute to read, you wouldn't have to... Let's see, if you take a second and read about the conservatory, it's on page...
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon is just coming up from Depot.
A likely story at this hour of the day? The Wells Fargo wagon? Nonsense!
You can be the band instrument.
The band instruments?
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
In March I got a gray Mackinac.
And once I got some grapefruit from Townsend.
Montgomery forces me up at the bend of Boston song.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. A pretty face of fries with COD.
Here comes curtain or dishes.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be. Something very, very special now. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. Oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I got some salmon from Seattle last September. I hope I get my raisins from Brazil.
Let the A-Hunters in a cannon for the courthouse square.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming now. I don't know how I could ever wait to be. It could be fun for someone to have no religion, but it could be something special just for me.
Make a stop until you stop for me.
There you are, Winthrop.
My cornet, gee, thanks, Professor.
Welcome. And boys, you'll get private lessons in due time. But until then, get familiar with your instruments, stay off the streets, and think about the minuet and sheep.
I never thought I'd see you called Professor Goldfish. Oh, Mister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear
Stooges.
You watch your phraseology. Get along. If I want to, I got something to give from the librarian about that book.
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights in the high school.
Lovely, ladies, lovely. Now turn. Take the body with you. Lovely. Why don't we take a go at our Grecian urn? Miss Mary. One Grecian urn. Two Grecian urn. And a fountain. Oh, lady splendid. I predict that our Del Sarte display will be the highlight of the ice cream social. And gentlemen, if you're ready. And ladies. Don't make me tell you again. Always keep your face to the audience. Mr. Dunlop.
It's you in the sunrise, it's you in my car.
It's you all alone in my heart.
It's your sweet melody that sets me up.
And it's your got to go dear that gets me down.
It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner or true or plainer than it's you? It's you.
Yes, it's you.
Mr. Washburn, we are entitled to 5 minutes more.
If you think you can hold these people back, go right ahead.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. Wait till you see the new stats Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
The Shaboopy!
Now, a woman who kissed on the very first date is usually a fussy, and a woman who kissed on the second time out is anything but fussy, and a woman who waits the third time around in the clouds, feet off the ground. She's a girl, he's flat, he's found. She's in Shaboopy, 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 Shaboopy. The girl is hard to get. Shaboopy, Shaboopy, Shaboopy.
As you can forget.
Walk her once with a razor cut, walk around twice and wait for certain. Once more in the flower barn, she'll never get started and beg apart. You'll bring me hot so I sleep down. Once the funny way to squeeze her once, but she is a that squeeze back, that's things to it. Once more for a rubber, she'll never get started on the way to supper. You'll bring me hot so I sleep down, sleep down. Now look at those stars, she's lay down as anyone can see. Look at her now, she's a girl now who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she is looking, because he's back, that's fancy looking. Once more for rubber, she'll never get started on the way to supper. You'll bring me hot so I sleep down, sleep down. Shaboopy, Shaboopy, Shaboopy. That girl is hard to get. Shaboopy, Shaboopy, Shaboopy. But you can be her dad. Shaboopy!
Take your hands off my daughter!
Mr. Shin, Your Honor, your daughter and I are going steady behind your back.
Why you?
You'd rather do it in front of your
Do what in front of me? Never mind!
They need to scare ya. I'm not. You hate to have your own daughter scared ya. Chili pie.
I'm gonna warn you once more if I ever catch you touching my daughter. Oh my God, horsewhip you till hell won't have it again. George! Now one poop out of you, madam.
I think he needs heat.
Yes! And now get out of this public building.
I got as much right in the public building as anybody.
Right, how do you get any rights around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of that spellbinding symbol salesman. You know what I see written all over you? Reform school!
Oh, please. It's Capulets. Like you make put in the marketplace. God.
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Get out, you wild kid, you. Ukulele?
Yes, George.
You tend to your dance, I'll tend to Zanita.
My dance.
Taking up with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mayor Shin, if you would just let me explain.
Well, you can. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now, and I haven't found a thing in it.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
I'll settle your ass as soon as I get these premises off of my oldest girl. Oh, yes.
All right, but in the meantime, I'm vouching for Tommy Gilas. That kid's got more stamina and willpower than anybody in this town. You'll be waiting in line to shake his hand at our first band concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to form together in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll get from tripping over their beards. I'll bet you something, my fine young feather, my feathered young... Oh, never mind. J.C. Oliver, you were Nolan. I want this man's credentials and references, and I want them tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slippier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
Now, Mr. Mayor, are you telling us that you want us to get his credentials?
You get his papers or get him in jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a button hook in the well water.
Professor Hill, Mayor Shins acted abominably, and it was wonderful for you to come to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
Well, a man can't dodge an issue every time he's got personal risk involved. What was it that the old poet said? A coward dies 1,000 deaths, while the brave man only dies 500. But, unfortunately, Mayor Shin was already upset with me over the billiard parlor. But, if I had a musical reference from someone such as yourself, but I couldn't ask you that.
Well, why, Professor Hill?
Would you?
Well, I would be delighted to. It's just I've been meaning to talk with you about Winthrop's cornet.
Oh, mother of pearl keys.
Yes, yes. I'm sure it's fine, but he never touches it. You see, the first week or so, he made a few experimental blats, I guess you would say.
Yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet in G almost constantly. La-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. But he never touches his cornet. He says that you said it wasn't necessary.
Well...
That you've developed a think system. And if he thinks the minuet in G, then he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor Hill...
Well, Miss Marion, yes, the think system is very revolutionary. But so is Columbus's idea of the egg, globe. And Bach's version of his clavichord. But I can't talk about this in public. May I call? What night may I call?
What, any night this week?
Take a little talk, take a little talk, chick, 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 make a little talk, please try your nails. Stop, take a little talk, chick, 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 take a lot. Make a little talk, chick, 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 words go. Chick, 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 take a lot, make a little, you pick a little talk, make that little princess. Chick, for your little talk, we know that you're going to see that king, I'm getting more, make a little talk, make a little talk. Chick, 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 chick,
We've all been deputized.
Congratulations. Now, gentlemen, I've been trying to give you my credentials and my references all week long, and you just seem to get off the subject. Now, I have exactly what you need over at my hotel room, and I will be back in just a few minutes with everything that you've asked for.
We'll have to go along with you.
Oh, well, let me see if I have my key. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a note from Madame Reedy. She was the only female bassoon player on the Red Path circuit. She was from Moline. Of course, Madame Reedy was her stage name. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Let me see that.
You'll remember the name. It's just like the old tune. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose. I'll have 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be my Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Arguing with yourself. Will you ever tell it? Won't you ever tell it? Ah, yes. Ah, no. Ah, fiddlesticks.
Mama.
Just open your mouth and let it come out.
Mama.
Oh, Mama, nothing. If he ever comes to call again, ladylike hint.
Mama,
Oh, Winthrop! Where have you been?
fishing
Fishing?
with Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm. And look, I still have some work left over.
Did you have a good time?
Bronson, he told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. And he also taught me a song that barely has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's the town I knew we went. If you'd like to have a lunch, explanation, how it happened on this think of case on it. I will say it without a moment of hesitation. There's this one place that might my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, perfect, you're correct. But Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a lunch explanation, how it happened on think of case on it. I will say without a moment of hesitation. There is this one place that might my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, perfect, you're correct. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute. I have to show Amaryllis my life bra.
Leave the dishes, Mom. I'll do them.
Oh, don't you have to get ready for the sociable?
There's time later.
Excuse me. Shin's around here somewhere?
The Shin's home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Oh, criminy. Wait, I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know this fellow Phil, forming a boys band?
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. That's why I gotta see Shin. I'm just passing through. The number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop, though. Wish it was 20, though. Sure could concentrate 5 minutes on you, girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cow. And Bill Sailor. But just now, I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cal, you're making a mistake.
Mistake? My old lady's corset cover. This fellow's been the raspberry seed of my wisdom tooth for just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me. He's not gonna spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of piano teacher are you anyways? You didn't see through him? He's no more professor.
That's a harmless deception. All band leaders are called professor. I know all about that. He's a fine director.
Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
Well, no.
But nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you would just let me explain.
I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. But I gotta catch this train. I gotta leave this dynamite with someone on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. I'll see you next time, though.
You'll never catch the train at the depot. You'll have to make it at the crossing.
No, sir. I gotta leave word, and I can see you're not the one to leave it with.
Well, Mr. Cow, you don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
Well, I just mean I don't know you, and you don't know me.
I need more time.
I've never met a man that sells anvils. That's quite interesting.
It takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal. Wait, what am I doing? I missed that train, I'll get fired, and I gotta leave this word.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you'll deliver these letters?
Try me. Now there's your train. Run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? This fellow's got a girl in every county in Illinois, and he's taking her away from every one of them. That's 102 different counties, not including Lieutenant Cosey's up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you have heard the last me earlier on.
Sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. Everyone that I won't be.
Who are you talking to just now?
So here's my love.
Oh, Professor Hill! Why don't you two come up and sit on the porch for a little while? I've got some jelly on the stove.
There is no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Then I'll put some on.
Shall we sit like your mother suggested?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
did I? It didn't mean anything.
Oh, Miss Marion. I'm not saying your invitation meant anything more than academic enlightenment. Can we sit?
Is it true that you've developed... What I'm trying to say is it true that you've developed a think system?
Think system. Yes. It's very easy to use. Like whistling. Nobody tells you a tune. You just think of one. And you whistle. And you try.
I'll take your word.
Can we sit?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
Music teachers?
Well, I dare say you meet dozens, if not hundreds.
Well,
And have they all been as fascinated as I have with the think system?
Well, some more, some less. In fact, I just met a lady on my last stop, and she gave me some refinements.
I see.
Did I say something wrong?
I'm sorry, Mr. Hill, but I'm sure you have many more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And I'm sure I'm very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, what gives you that idea?
Well, one hears rumors and things of traveling salesmen.
Well, one hears rumors about librarians, too.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. And no matter what they say, he left an assured job to me so Mother, Winthrop, and I would have some security. Now, surely you don't believe...
Well, but of course. But what do you think leads to these rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Well, jealousy leads to rumors of traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Well, nothing personally, just generally.
What have you heard generally?
But it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy, and take you for instance, and your attentions to customers and to teachers might easily be misinterpreted. Well, mightn't they? Well, honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
So you're saying if a traveling salesman were jealous, they could be downright lies. Well, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
I guess so.
So I guess it just shows that we shouldn't believe everything we hear. And if we would just discuss things...
Miss Marion, I would love to discuss anything in the world with you. But can we please sit? Your knees do bend, don't they?
I guess we could sit on the front porch steps.
Or we could go sit on a hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't dream of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
It's just to talk.
I have to change for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Not tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
Miss Mary, my little library. You gather up enough tomorrows, all you'll end up with is a bunch of empty yesterdays. And I would like to make tonight a night to remember.
So would I.
In Footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama? What? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be in sakes be praised! It worked!
What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor!
Uniforms have arrived and the kids are already in them. Here's Mr. Cash. Tom helped collect it. He's got them all collected over at the lumberyard at least. Didn't hold a practice over the lumberyard.
Good, good. Is the rig all ready to go?
Got it.
Okay, what time's the freight head out?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's only 8:35 now.
Hey, if you want to turtle whirl your way to a bunny trap, you go right ahead, but
I'll meet you at the hotel at plenty of time. Miss Mary, you're late.
You said 15 minutes.
Meant by 26 years to meet a fella at the footbridge.
Well, if you want to know the truth, nearly halfway here, I almost turned around. I guess it's easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Mary, you don't think I'm selling you anything?
No. You've given me something, and that's why I came.
Well, I don't recall giving.
Yes, you have. Something beautiful. And I don't want you to worry that I expect too much. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put for long. I know there have been many ports of call, and many more to come. But that doesn't mean I won't be grateful for the things that you believe in life.
Mary.
There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ring. No, I never heard them at all.
heard it at all till there was you.
Marion, there's a lot you don't know about.
Hey, Greg.
Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable and I'm hoping this is it. What?
Who was the salesman here? Looks like she's selling, you're buying.
Oh. Look, I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. So go get the rig ready and I'll meet you back at the hotel.
Look at her. She's all far off balance. You can tell her from a catboat in a hurricane. And you're not much
Listen,
better.
Buster. Listen, this is a refined operation, and I'm not leaving till I get my commission. Now, go get the rig ready, and I'll meet you back there.
You're not even going to get anywhere out here on the footbridge.
Look, there's a spot over by the sociable that makes the footbridge look like an old folks' home. I'll meet you over there. Terribly sorry. There's never a quiet moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me everything I don't know about you.
Oh. Do we have to go into that just now?
No. Or never, for that matter. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first arrived.
Oh? On what?
Professor Harold Hill, Gary, Indiana, conservatory class of '05. Harold, there was no gold medal class of '05.
Oh, certainly there was.
Because the town wasn't built until '06.
When did you know?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you arrived. I tore a page from the Indiana Journal, and at first it was intended to harm you, but now I give it to you with my whole heart.
But if you knew the whole time, why didn't you?
I'll see you at the sociable.
Why, you will. With 110 cornets right behind. So I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I opened up and down the square.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
A star is shining, its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and sweet dreams be yours too, if dreams may be.
While 110 cornets played the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. So good night, my someone. Good night.
He's going all around town spilling everything.
I'll say I'm crazy. Missed my train. Probably lost my job, but I got you now, Bill. And you're gonna pay. Why, you'd be in the clink right now if it hadn't been for that little piano teacher of yours. I told her all about you, and what does she do? Lollygags me around till I couldn't get to shit.
Now get out of here! Go on!
You big...
Get out of here before I kill you!
You big...
You foul-mouthed... Oh,
Oh, you big bully, you big blowhard. I'll stay in town till you get yours. Up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you have never even knew the territory.
Greg, here's your stuff. Rick's in the alleyway. Come on, hurry up.
Why, there's more written evidence than you'll ever have the chance to read. There isn't any band. There never has been any band, and there never will be any bands. And if you don't hunt down this man like the mad dog he is, there won't be a Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town. Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
Well, after him, and when you find him, let's bring him to the schoolyard. After him! Oh!
Miss Marion.
Harold.
I've been looking all over for you. Where have you been?
Winthrop, he's run away. Harold, you have to go. They're talking about tar and feathers.
I just had to see you, Marion.
Harold, you don't owe me a word. Not a word. Now please go.
Greg, he's around here. Let's go try down by the creek.
Whoa, hold on a second, son.
I'm not your son. Leave me go.
Not until I talk to you for just a minute.
I won't listen. You won't tell the truth anyway.
Yes, I will.
Would not.
I will too. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty rotten crook?
Yes.
Let me go, you big liar!
Hold on a second. You wanted the truth, so I'm here to tell you the truth. Now stop squirming around. Winthrop, you're entitled to know two things. The first thing is, you're a great kid. And I didn't want to see you moping around the streets all the time. That's why I asked you to be in my band.
What band?
There's always a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Now that I think about it, that's none of your business.
I wish you'd never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
You believe him?
I believe every word he ever said.
But he promised us.
And everything he promised came true. Since
this time, yes, and always remember, fellow river citizens, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this from happening.
What are you doing to get our money back?
That professor collected almost $300 for uniforms just tonight.
He's slippery, I told you.
I haven't seen any uniforms either. And my son since summertime.
Well, that makes him a kidnapper.
Just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say their name.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who could forget our Iowa stubbornness, chip on the shoulder arrogance just long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Well, do you? Do you remember? And I would think you would want to be grateful for the things he's brought to our town. And if so, I think you would care to admit it.
Well, you're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a person in this hall who doesn't think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. You ladies, sit down. And the rest of you standing there like a coat of shop-shear sheep, have you forgotten how you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children will be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
Thanks, Tom. Fake, man. Fake. 1, 2.